The era of Marvel video games is looking bright, as multiple developers and publishers have several games in development. The next one is Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, a new title from developer Eidos Montreal and publisher Square Enix. With the team behind this decade's Deus Ex games and Shadow of the Tomb Raider at the helm, expectations are naturally high for this cosmic caper starring the galaxy's most recognizable a-holes.
Is money all that you think of, rodent?
No, I also think about bombs and booze.
So here's everything you need to know about the game. For more Guardians, make sure to like this video and subscribe. Eidos Montreal has kept its cards close to its chest about the story, but what is known is that Guardians picks up several years after a cataclysmic war took place throughout the galaxy. The damage dealt by that conflict was devastating, and when we join the gang, they're a group of heroes for hire who are barely held together by their common interests.
Good of you to join us!
What's the harm in checking?
What's the harm? Oh, let's just pay our fine!
Naturally, things get worse for the team when they set off a chain of catastrophic events, eventually leading to a wild ride across space to fix their mess. Taking inspiration from the MCU, Square Enix and Eidos Montreal's version of the Guardians of the Galaxy is made up of the most bankable and familiar incarnation of the group. Peter Star-Lord Quill leads a motley crew that includes Drax the Destroyer, Gamora, the deadliest woman in the galaxy, the grumpy Rocket, who's definitely not a raccoon,
Definitely not a raccoon.
and the eco-friendly Groot. Seeing as how this is the intergalactic arm of the Marvel Universe, recent trailers have shown off a few other faces that include the Nova Corps, and most importantly, the best dog in the entire galaxy, Cosmo. Fun fact, to accurately create the canine cosmonaut who wields vast psionic powers as the security chief of Nowhere, Eidos Montreal outfitted a real dog by the name of Diego in a motion capture suit. Another character that Eidos Montreal is teasing for Guardians of the Galaxy is him, or more accurately, Adam Warlock. While he's cloaked in shadows in this tweet from the game's official account, Warlock usually takes the appearance of a golden-skinned humanoid with a range of impressive physical powers. We're about to see a whole lot more of Adam Warlock, as Will Poulter will play him in the upcoming third Guardians movie. And last but definitely not least, fan favourite character Mantis will also be making an appearance. An occasional member of the team in her comic book and film appearances, Eidos Montreal's version of the character has a few cosmetic changes and will likely have a few personality tweaks as well, as the studio has pushed to make its version of the Marvel Universe feel familiar but unique. Guardians need villains to protect the galaxy from, and so far it looks like there'll be two heavyweights in that division to keep an eye on. First introduced last year, Lady Hellbender is a deadly adversary when crossed, and has earned the title of Monster Queen in her arm of the cosmos. The other sinister face making an appearance is Grand Unifier Raker, who in the comics has served as the voice of the Church of Truth. A militant cardinal of the Church, Raker had only a handful of appearances before he met his end at the hands of Drax, which has left Eidos Montreal plenty of room to put its own spin on the character. 5 members make up the Guardians of the Galaxy, but you'll only play as Star-Lord throughout the campaign. When engaged in battle, Star-Lord can whip out his trademark element guns to deal damage with blaster fire, use his jet boots to maneuver around enemies, and close the distance with melee attacks. Where Guardians of the Galaxy gets interesting though is in how Star-Lord can issue commands to his team, which allow for various combos to be executed in the heat of battle. The team-based combat allows for a well-oiled unit that plays to their various strengths. Groot is best for crowd control. Gamora has a conservative approach to facing enemies. Drax takes on as many as he can, and Rocket sticks to the rear while providing covering fire. Successfully completing a battle rewards players with experience and ultimately ability points, which can be used to unlock new skills for the team. There's even an ultimate morale boost that can be performed once you have enough momentum, as Star-Lord calls the team together into a huddle for a pep talk. Pay attention to your team's gripes, rally them together for a final push when the odds are stacked against them, and you'll be able to unleash them with increased damage and quicker ability cooldowns, while a hit single from the 1980s plays in the background. While blasting your way through hordes of intergalactic scum is unavoidable, one other major pillar of gameplay in Guardians of the Galaxy is its narrative and the choices you'll make during the campaign. Multiple combat options during exploration and even combat can have an impact, while other major moments in the story will have ramifications down the line. Choices have consequences, with one notable example early in the game being when the Guardians attempt to pull a con on Lady Hellbender by selling her either Groot or Rocket as a potential monster for her collection. Whichever character you go with will have an effect on how the story plays out.
It's about flarking time.
As for other moments, they'll be discovered when the game arrives. It remains to be seen just how impactful your decisions will be in the grand scheme of things. Guardians of the Galaxy is not a live service game. For anyone dreading the appearance of a season pass, the good news is that Eidos Montreal has focused on creating a game that is a pure single player and offline narrative-based experience. It's a move that's been met with a positive reception, especially in light of last year's Marvel's Avengers. Guardians of the Galaxy is somewhat unique for the approach it has taken in the audio department, as not only does it have a traditional orchestral score and a licensed awesome mix of 80s chart toppers, it also features an original rock album created just for the game. Marvel has actually already created a Spotify playlist if you want to check out the soundtrack ahead of time. If you're looking to stream the game and don't want to get DMCA'd, there's also a special streamer mode that silences the licensed music. Fingers crossed it's not going to be as awkward as in Life is Strange. It wouldn't be a Marvel game if Guardians of the Galaxy didn't reference its own history with collectible costumes, and there'll be an intergalactic wardrobe that you can dip into when those outfits have been discovered inside of the game. A few of these costumes will also be available as pre-order bonuses and include a more traditional set of threads from a more vintage era of cosmic adventures, as well as outfits based on more modern appearances of the team and the movies. You won't have to wait too long to start assembling your favorite gang of escaped Kree experiments and deadly assassins. Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy arrives on October 26th for Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, PS5, PS4, and PC. We'll have even more on Guardians of the Galaxy around release, so make sure to subscribe to get all the latest. I'm on Twitter at LucyJamesGames, and I'll catch you next time.